There's exciting news for book lovers. Fireside Books in Parksville now has a second location in Port Alberni. The Bookworm. Used books are just $5 or less. The Bookworm on the corner of Redford and Anderson opens 7 days a week from 10 to 5. Building your personal library for less. Fireside Books at 464 Island Highway East in Parksville is a book dragon's dream come true. Both locations make growing your personal library easier than ever. New and used books and so much more. Order online at firesidebooks.ca.
Welcome to the Too Old or Pure Gold Movie Podcast. In our special May the 4th episode, we're discussing the 1980 sci-fi movie The Empire Strikes Back. The format of our podcast, two Gen Xers rewatch beloved movies from our youth to find out, are they really as good as we remember? To help us debate and ultimately pass judgment, we ask our Millennial co-hosts to watch these movies for the first time and help us determine, are they too old or pure gold? I'm your host, Olen Vanderleen, representing Gen X. Joining me today is my Gen X co-host and the Darth Vader of our group, Matthew Stockton.
Pew, pew, pew.
Representing the Millennials this week, we have comedian and host of the Absolutely Obscure podcast, Josh Fleming.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Also representing the Millennials, a comedian who has been described as funnier than a Wookiee, Will Corry.
Oh, I'll take that. Not bad.
And you are.
Just a Wookiee though, not
a group of them.
But...
Just a random obscure
yeah.
Wookiee.
Yeah.
Definitely not a group.
Like,
Wookiee.
Like easily the least funny Wookiee.
Right.
That's
You're better than him. Yeah.
Pack of Wookiees is hilarious.
It's like Chewbacca's Wookiee ex-wife. Like she's like not that funny.
Actually, I got lots of Wookiee-based questions for this episode, so it's going to be fun.
Oh, perfect.
Today's movie is the 1980 sci-fi movie, The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back stars Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. The movie is written and financed by George Lucas and directed by Irvin Kershner. Irvin was a respected director, but not a typical blockbuster director. And funny enough, most people actually attribute the success of this film, spoiler alert, it was successful, to Lucas's choice to pick a non-Hollywood director. So interesting choice. The tagline from this movie poster is, "The saga continues." So that's not that clever. IMDb describes the film as, after the Empire overthrows the Rebel Alliance, Luke Skywalker begins training with Jedi Master Yoda while Darth Vader and bounty hunter Boba Fett pursue his friends across the galaxy. Not bad. Now, for those of you that have not seen the movie, I asked my 94-year-old dad to watch The Empire Strikes Back and summarize the plot. And funny enough, this was his first time seeing it.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
This Star Wars episode tells us about the battle between the feared Galactic Empire and the Rebel Alliance. The Rebel Alliance is hiding out on the ice planet called Hoth. Luke Skywalker is captured by Wampa, a powerful beast. Fortunately, Luke is able to escape after retrieving his lightsaber and cutting off the beast's arm. No half measures here. Luke learns about the Force under Jedi Master Yoda. Han, Leia, and Chewbacca escaped in the Millennium Falcon, but the ship fails. Luke tries to rescue them and fails also. And an encounter with Darth Vader, Vader proposes that Luke and he should work together and rule the Empire together as father and son. Luke refuses and is sucked down a vent, ending hanging down under the city. Leia arranges his rescue. Then R2-D2 fixes the Falcon, allowing Luke to reach light speed and escape Vader.
There you go. So he liked it, but I am curious to know, what did you guys think? I'm assuming this is a rewatch for all of you, right? You've all seen this before.
Of course.
Everybody's seen this lots of times. Matthew, why don't you go? What's the old guy perspective on this film?
So, yeah, it's hard to separate myself from my childhood when I watch Star Wars movies, because it was defining as a child. These films for my brother and I. Watching this again, it's interesting. It's like the first Star Wars was a dream, and you had a hero, and you had a clean win in a weird way. But The Empire Strikes Back is the one. It's kind of what happens after you wake up from that dream. The Empire Strikes Back isn't about, and I never thought of this before. The movie is not about winning. It's about learning that you might not. And I think that's why Empire holds as a good movie and is often cited as the best of them, because it has a structure to it. The Death Star in Star Wars is obvious. It's big, it's loud, it's destroyable, and it gives you comfort that you're thinking that evil has a center that you can blow up and then you win, right? But the Empire it shows that evil is diffuse and patient and everywhere, and you can't blow it up. You can only survive inside it. And the film feels a lot colder. I actually like the first one, Star Wars, better because it's happier to me. This one feels colder because it removes the illusion that heroism is enough. This is where Star Wars starts to get dark.
Yeah, and it's certainly got more polish. That's one thing I noticed about it.
Yeah.
So, second old guy reaction. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I like the Star Wars franchise, at least the start of it. But I was the perfect age when this came out, and I cannot overstate what a big deal this was. Matthew, in the day, like that. This
every single waking moment of. I only had a brother, not a sister, so I don't know if it was the same with girls, but every single waking moment of your life was about Star Wars when you were like a 10-year-old.
I know,
right?
and you can sort of see in this movie that they knew they had something now. Like in the first one, you didn't have that. It was it was a big swing and kind of a fun. But I think it held up. The effects still hold up. That's what we talked about a lot in the first one. The story was tight. Actors and the characters were all pretty fun. So what's not to like? What did you young fellas think?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, are you a Star Wars fan? A Star Wars fan? Nerd? Where are you on the spectrum?
I was. Or at least my generation. Josh is like 15 years older than me, but I think I grew up with the prequels, so I was a huge fan of those. But I do vividly remember coming to Vancouver to visit my aunts and my cousins, and they had a big downstairs like theater room with a giant TV and a huge DVD collection, and this was a part of their collection. They had all the Star Wars, and so I remember watching them, I guess out of order, like as opposed to whatever everyone else watched. Like you guys grew up with the old sequels first. I watched the prequels and then these, I think, but yeah, it's definitely one of the best Star Wars, and it still holds up. And I was just rewatching it the second or whatever the umpteenth time for this podcast. I was watching like the scenes with the spaceships and stuff. At the time in the 70s or 80s, now it doesn't look as good, but at the time I was thinking, wow, being a kid and just seeing lasers and spaceships,
it blew us away back then.
Yeah, like it looks awesome, and I think it still holds up, and I really enjoyed it.
We talked about this in the last Star Wars episode that we did, that those models, the practical effects, they looked great, and CGI does not look that good. Mm-mm. So those practical models, that was the best at the time. Josh, what did you think of this one?
Yeah, I think I said on the last one that I was weird with my Star Wars fandom. I didn't really get into it until like the J.J. Abrams ones came. I was never a fan of space stuff as a kid. I didn't really give it a try. And then, so when the new ones were coming out, I was like, finally sat down and watched them all. And I think A New Hope, I didn't love the first time I saw it. It took me a couple watches to really appreciate it. But Empire liked right away. First time, I thought it was incredible.
Well, I got to say, I like a movie that starts right in. Like not a lot of build-up.
Yeah, it just gets right into the action, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you? I heard what Matthew said. What do you guys think? Is this the best of the franchise?
I think so.
It's my favorite. Yeah, but
I think it just holds the most. Like, it just it kind of carries itself the best, and packs the biggest punch, I think.
I agree.
The J.J. Abrams ones, I kind of don't even want to consider those. I think they're all trash, to be honest.
Well, they bored me to death. Those ones were... There's a lot of politics in those ones. Like, a lot of chambers and talking about policy. And I thought, this is so boring. Yeah, I'm not into those as much.
If we're considering, like, all Star Wars material in general, not just, like, the main story, then I would say Rogue One is probably one of the best Star Wars movies.
Definitely one of my favorites.
If you can count that one.
Count. There's no rules here.
And then Andor, if we're counting like the TV shows, I think that's some of Andor and Mandalorian is up there. It's like some of
Andor is dark, isn't it?
Yes.
It's pretty dark, but it's also like super like heavy, like it's just like there's a couple of scenes in that where it makes you kind of like shed a tear.
Yeah, I liked Andor for that
like
reason.
I'm crying about space politics right now. This is
it really had weight, didn't it? It felt like something sort of worthwhile in a weird way,
Yeah.
Well, there's interesting, not to dwell on Andor too much, but I like that they told that kind of story in the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
Really good. But of all the movies, I think, Empire's the best. And I have a sweet spot for the prequels. I like Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. The Phantom of the Menace, except the Jedi fight in the end of Phantom of the Menace, still, like, as a little kid, I love that fight. But of all the movies, I think Empire's the best, probably.
Well, next question I had on my list is, do you think Star Wars is the most globally recognized film of all time? Like the May the Force be with you. Is there anything that tops it? Because I thought a lot about the lore of the Star Wars movies while I was watching them and how impactful they really are.
Maybe like Dukes of Hazzard is like a close second.
Yeah.
But
no, I think probably Mr. Bean is more global because he doesn't. No, because he doesn't speak,
wrong,
right? So it's he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak. No, it's true. Mr. Bean made hundreds of millions of dollars by being franchised all over the planet because he doesn't speak, so there's no translation.
Okay, we are not doing the Mr. Bean movie on this podcast. that's for the absolutely obscure podcast.
Yeah. Also, I think probably yes, only because I've never been to the Mr. Bean section of Disney World. That'd be my only.
It's in the parking lot in a van.
I'd get in that little yellow car. I like that thing.
Okay, is Darth Vader the best villain of all times?
I'd say he's up there. I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's up there.
I'd maybe a slight edge for me for Hans Gruber, but I'd say up there for sure.
Yeah, for me personally, I think I would go exactly with you, Josh, in that order. Okay, my next question, would dinner with Darth Vader be fun? Because I had forgotten that scene where they're captured and the door opens up and he's just there with a set dinner. I'm like, that's actually quite a nice way to be greeted by your captor.
That's one of the best reveals ever. I love that scene.
You're captured. Oh, are we going to die? No, we're going to have a 7-course meal.
That'd be funny if he's like, oh my God, I'm starving. This is great.
Yeah.
There's a long flight to get here.
I mean, I think that's classy for a villain.
Yep, that's a good one.
Okay, my next question. I got 2 questions on Yoda. Like, are you a Yoda fan or not? Is he a stupid puppet or is it a good character?
Big fan. I'll take puppet over CGI prequel Yoda any day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a fan. I'm gonna put that out there, and it has nothing to do with puppets. I love, hands and other things, but he's in the prequel, or are these the prequels, or what would you call it?
These are the original trilogy.
The original trilogy, Yoda's like goofier. He's like quirkier and kind of silly almost. And then in the prequels, he's like wiser, which doesn't make sense. I don't know.
He was alone on Dagobah by himself. He probably went a little crazy,
Yeah, he's going loopy. Yeah, right? He's just stuck there with the Force and his weird green hands. So.
Just for the next question, just specific to this film, was he actually a good trainer? Because I was thinking all he did is ride his back and shout at him. Like,
so that is it. It actually wasn't. It wasn't a training montage. So, hold on for 1 second. You're gonna have to edit this part.
There's always editing with you, Matthew. I should just put the Jeopardy music over top. Do 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 do.
No, so what I liked about the Yoda scene is, and that being on, that was Dagobah, right? That was the planet. So that piece of the story is not a training montage, right? It's about internal struggle, and it's about Yoda. He's not being a sage, he's being a disruptor. He's actually making Luke more uncertain, and Luke chooses to leave before he's ready, and he pays for it later. So
with his hand.
The whole thing really wasn't about training. It was about uncertainty.
I do think I never really caught this before, but I do think it's funny that the whole thing is that they're trying to drill into Luke is like, you have to be patient, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna leave. Can you just wait for me to come back? And they're like, that's not cool, man.
This is something I want to get into. I don't like Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And
you know what? His later roles, he learned to act as when he got old.
Corvette Summer, is that?
I feel bad saying that because he is like maybe the greatest like Joker of all time. He was the voice of the Joker for many, many years, and he's just retired recently. And I know, knowing him in interviews and as a real life personality, I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
But in the Star Wars movies, like, he's just not great.
Yeah, I actually think his later roles, as he aged in life, he was like, somehow he's a way better actor now. But back then he just was not, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
I do think it's funny when the prequels get talked about and people hate Anakin, and then it's like, man, rewatch those first ones.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill was the same way.
Yeah. Was he in the same room with his co-stars when he was acting? Because I think he...
Yeah, in real life, Han Solo would have said, like, get away from me. I'll handle this.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Okay, Matthew, I have a marketing question for you. Is the dark side good branding or bad branding? Because you're never setting yourself up to be the good guy if you call it the dark side. Like, it's really hard for recruiting, right?
Well, actually, not really. I mean, some people like to join the dark side, don't they?
Can I chime in on that one? I couldn't help but think when I watched these original trilogy movies, like when you look at the Death Star, it's such a gigantic operation, like the whole Empire as a whole, and you're like, you got to think like there's just some guy like working his 9 to 5 on the Death Star, like he's just the janitor, you know what I mean? He just mops the floors. Like, it's a great employer of middle class, like working people just trying to make it in this crazy world.
You make a good point.
Galaxy.
A lot of overhead, and I bet you even worse than that, there's some guy working at a mine on a planet that's being taxed. He's looking at his paycheck and saying, this is going to the Death Star? I didn't ask for the Death Star. I just want to buy some beer.
He's like, Empire dues? What is this?
The dark tax.
Not to talk too much about other projects in the Star Wars universe, but there was one of my favorite Bill Burr scenes in Mandalorian is he kind of addresses that, where he was a stormtrooper and he ends up talking to a higher up, and he basically talks about the base they were at, and he's like, everyone there, kind of died. All of my friends that were just working. It's really great. It was like a powerful scene.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I'll have to watch that. One last question, then we can move to best parts. Do you think Kenny Baker, I'm talking about Kenny Baker here, do you think R2-D2 is a good acting gig? Because they literally had a person inside that garbage can acting that role.
I'm happy that he got fame out of it, but I can't watch these movies and be like, did they need to put a little person in that
That's
garbage
what I
can?
was thinking. Like,
That seems cool.
They had remote control cars in those days. Could you just roll?
Also, it's funny. He's like, do I have any lines? They're like, nope, you can beep. That's
Beep,
it.
boop. Wait, it says here in the script.
Beep. Beep.
It says here in the script, beep, boop, not boop, boop, idiot. Get it right. Okay, best parts.
Best parts, the Cloud City. That's like
City's great.
Awesome. Hoth in the beginning of the battle.
The characters were great. Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Snow Troopers, all very cool characters.
See, what I liked about Vader is he's presence. He's not villain. Like you said early in the podcast, Olan, I'm the Darth Vader of the team.
Yep.
He doesn't chase; he arrives, and that's more frightening. And I like to think I arrive when I walk into a room.
You're also the only member of the cast with a cape, so
2 capes. I have 2 capes.
right. I keep forgetting that.
And I also really like Yoda before he became merch, and so this is the Yoda that I love here.
What do you guys think about a leader that's willing to go to the battlefront with the troops? I did like that with Darth Vader. He doesn't hang back. Like, he'll go right to the front of the line.
Oh, I think that's the only way you should lead.
Yeah.
Of course, but not every evil leader does that.
Right.
No, bone spurs.
Okay, the movie was great, but I actually have a longer list of worst parts, funny enough. Do you guys want to go to that, or anything else you want to shout out on good parts?
I think one of the best parts was Hoth, because it opens in Hoth, this cold defensive, they're already losing. So what I like about the Hoth opening sequence, because there's like 3 parts, right? It's 3 different planets in this movie, is it tells you immediately that this is not the same story, right? So Hoth was great. I really like the Hoth scene.
I have a question for you guys, for the older generation. So when these movies were coming out, you don't find out that Darth Vader's the father until the end of this movie.
Right.
Like in New Hope, they don't, like, Obi-Wan doesn't let you know that Luke and Leia are brother and sister, right?
No.
In the succession of events, like the twist was for you guys in this movie in Empire.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So the Luke and Leia scene, you didn't know they were brother
Not
and
at
sister
all.
when they kissed.
No.
That's crazy, because I knew from the jump, like, from all the prequels and
completely
everything.
different. When nobody knew this, and in fact, I can tell you in the trivia, there was only 2 people on set that knew that. Even the actors didn't know it until the last minute.
Like, dudes, literally in the cinema when he says, "I am your father," people screamed.
Really?
My recollection is that no one saw that coming.
No, nobody. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It was one of those like blow you away moments.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I try out my reenactment on you guys?
Please.
Okay, so this Matthew's laughing already. This film was great. The effects were great, but one part that I looked at it that I thought was a little weak was the snow monster. Right? So I'm going to reenact the snow monster scene with Luke. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
That's actually pretty much exactly what
It looked like a mop with a furry sleeve coming from off the screen, and it didn't even grab onto him. It just sort of touched his face, and
So first of all, people listening couldn't see that. Olen just had like a glove on a stick. And secondly, what's more funny about that is Olan has been excitedly talking to me about that reenactment for 2 weeks.
yeah.
It's great. I'm glad it didn't disappoint then. I know. Yeah, I think didn't they put that in there?
That's great.
See, Mark Hamill had a scar in real life and they wanted to explain it? Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, did he have like a car accident
did,
or something?
yeah.
Is that what
Crashed
happened?
his car.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, in worst parts, I got a couple. First of all, Darth Vader's egg-shaped office. Like, I do not like an egg office. Matthew, what do you think about that for a cubicle?
So there was a restaurant in London that we used to go to. They spent like 20 million pounds designing it. And the toilets were this massive room with eggs, and you opened the door of the egg and you went in there, and you went to the washroom inside the egg. So it kind of reminds me of the toilets at that restaurant in London.
Well, it doesn't look comfortable to get into because you kind of sink down to your chair in the middle, and I don't know, no windows. It's not a very nice cubicle design. And then I have one other complaint about this movie is it's too many extension cords for the future. When you look at the scene when they're in the hideout, there's just extension cords everywhere. Like, you think they could be more efficient with electrical work in the future.
Put a cable mat down or something, yeah.
How about a power bar? Right? One cord and a power bar. Like, I don't know.
The Rebels actually had, there's a trivia for the pod, the Rebels had the most work-safe claims of any force.
I know, tripping everywhere.
I know, yeah. It's the number one injury.
And then I think I might have mentioned this when we did the Star Wars episode, but I still think if you're designing a robot helper, would you design its personality around an old-time British butler?
Well, remember what his role was, what he was made for. And that it was diplomacy, essentially, wasn't it? Right? And so
Good
that
point.
Who better at diplomacy than the British?
Yeah, right. Yes. Yes, rather. Okay, well, do you think R2-D2 could survive a BattleBots battle?
What's a battle bot?
Oh, Matthew.
What? You never seen
How
BattleBots?
dare you?
Oh my god. It's like robots fighting. It's in Vegas. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like his little fire extinguisher feature that he did at the
Yeah,
in the end.
he might do all right. Yeah, I think it's cheating though if Kenny Baker's inside it at the time.
Yeah, no, that guy's not going to do okay.
He just reaches over and turns the other one on.
Okay, favorite lines. So first of all, the most famous line in this movie is often misquoted. While many people believe that Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father," he actually says, "No, I am your father."
What's funny is I actually saw an interview with James Earl Jones, and he said it wrong in the end.
Oh, did he?
He said, "Luke, I'm your father," which I was like, "Come on, man, you were the one who spoke the line." But I think that's so funny when famous lines get misquoted. I love that.
Wow.
I like do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah,
There, had that on my list. Yep.
Yoda.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Yeah,
pretty-
that's good. I like Han at the start doing the laugh it up fuzzball, and then whenever Leia goes on her tirade of all the stuff she hates, and he's like, "Who's scruffy looking?" That's the only thing he had a
that was
contention
funny.
with.
I liked my favorite line was "Never tell me the odds." Never tell me the odds.
Yes.
Yeah, I also like that is why you fail.
Yes.
Well, why don't we hear how this movie did? And I think we all know it was big. So, according to Box Office Worldwide, Empire Strikes Back was the biggest earner at the box office in 1980. Nobody's surprised, right?
No,
So,
not at all.
I'm not surprised that it beat everything, but what did surprise me is the second place movie this year, 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton.
No way.
That's how big 9 to 5 was.
A too old or pure gold classic.
I just listened to that episode. It's very good. by
Oh,
the way.
thank you.
Oh,
that was a fun one.
You actually listen to the show?
I do.
Wow.
See, Matthew?
Yeah.
Do you did you watch the movie, Josh?
No, but I really want to, and maybe want to watch it.
It's a
It's a
banger.
really good example of well-made comedy for the day. It really is.
Yeah.
Anyhow, just to give you a taste of the success of this movie, this is the same year that we had movies like Airplane, The Shining, and Caddyshack, so it's slaughtered at the movie theater. Kramer versus Kramer was the Oscar winner this year, and I support that movie getting an Oscar just for the sole reason that it was my first booby scene I ever saw in a movie.
Nice. Nostalgia.
Wait. When did Porky's come out?
Porky's came out earlier, but I saw Porky's later. I didn't see Porky's. Porky's was
Okay.
1980. I didn't see it. Well, no, Porky's was this year, yeah.
I got a question about Empire for you guys.
Please.
How hyped up was this movie like after New Hope? Like what was the buzz
It
like?
was incredible because Star Wars, I think, was a sleeper surprise. Like Star Wars came out and it didn't.
It was a new movie,
people-
right? It was the
it didn't
first.
take off right away. Like it. I mean, it just kind of built, and then the next thing you know, it was in the theaters. I remember Star Wars was in the theaters for over a year. Like 12 months later,
It kept
yeah,
going.
12 months later, it's still in the
wait.
theater.
Like people watched it multiple times. It just
Yeah, and then The Empire Strikes Back. It wasn't. You call it hype. It was beyond that. It was like a cultural moment. Like just everybody was waiting for it. Period. Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Was it a thing back in the day? Did like people keep the reveal secret? Was that
Oh.
a thing?
Absolutely, because we didn't have social media, we didn't have cell phones, we weren't texting each other.
Right.
Like, yeah, it was.
And everybody ran out and watched it on the first day.
Right. So everyone went to it. Cool.
This is like I don't really think there was lineups for like long lineups to get into movies till this. Like I think this is
Yeah.
maybe at least in my experience, this is the first movie where people are lining up for hours to get into it.
Because remember, you had to go and buy the ticket just before the movie back then.
Right.
No, Will, it's a
about-
great question because I can't remember any movie being bigger in my life to today.
Wow.
No, me either. Yeah.
This is the Super Bowl. What about when New Hope came out? Was that kind of like a nobody saw that coming, like the type movie, or did people kind of have excitement for that?
Nope, nobody cared about it when it came out until they started seeing it.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was the New Hope was a slow burn. This one was the biggest hype I've ever seen for a movie in my life.
That's crazy. Cool.
It was a really fun experience. I mean, having seen this in the theater was an experience. And, you know, as for movie reveals, this and what was the Bruce Willis movie with the big reveal where he was the ghost all along? Sixth Sense. I was lucky enough to see Sixth Sense and not know the reveal. And so those are the only two movies I can remember where I really didn't know going in. It's such a big reveal. Anyhow.
Remember The Village? Do you remember The Village movie? The reveal there. That took me by surprise.
Okay, budget $18 million. I'll give you a hint on the budget. This is the biggest box office total in podcast history. $1980. What do you think?
I think they made, I want to say $200 million, maybe $150 million.
It was in for a whole year. I'm gonna say 300 million.
400 million.
550 million.
I went way too low.
I always think about this like in financial returns. I give you $18 million and say, do what you can with it, Josh, and you give me 550 back. I'm like, I'm your best friend after that. That's.
And then there was the merchandising.
Wild.
Carrie Fisher, you know, that speech she did, she famously said with all the merchandising that every time she looks at herself in the mirror, she owes George Lucas $1.
That's so funny.
The difference from budget to box office was so big that I did a little bit of research on films in general. So the biggest gap in history between budget and financial return, do you guys know what it is?
Blair Witch Project.
Close, that's up there, but it's Paranormal Activity, which cost $15,000 to make and returned $193 million.
15,000.
Wow.
And the most profitable film in history, do you guys know what it is?
Titanic?
That's Avatar, $2.9 billion.
Oh,
Avatar.
$2.9 billion for that stupid movie.
yeah.
Did I just say that?
Avatar
Did I
sucks.
just say that?
Avatar sucks.
Olan, can you do the reenactment again?
Yes, absolutely. It's like, oh, I hope there's no snow monster.
That is actually so
I don't go.
funny, 'cause it Olan, on the screen here, it looks exactly the same.
Go back and watch that, guys. It's just it's a mop with somebody glued a little hair to it, and they bring it straight off the screen. They don't even it's just straight in. That's so.
The thing about that scene too is like it hits Luke and he falls on the ground and his face is already like bloodied up like he's been in a fight. I was like, what? Like did he scratch you? Did he hit you? What? It's just like terrible.
Okay, we got to do Rotten Tomatoes, and you guys must be able to get a good score on this one. Critics and audience, is there anybody that doesn't like this movie? What do you think?
I'm gonna give it it's one of these ones that it's like I'm gonna give it an equal 95, both critics and audience. I think it came in the same.
Okay.
Price is Right, 96.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking too. I didn't want to do that to Matthew, but it makes sense.
He does it to me all the time.
Why don't you prices one down then?
Just you have to get it dead on. Yeah, I'll say it's like
Do 94.
Guys, you can give the exact same numbers if you want.
Yeah.
Dude, do 94. It'll be fun. Come on, 94, 95, 96. You won, Olan.
I'll say
94. Say 94. Oh,
97. You guys are not going to believe this. So before I tell you the answer, Matthew, your score is a 4. Will, your score is a 4. Josh, your score is a 4. We've never had a tie, so I don't know. Do we fight? What do we do?
Wow.
Critics 93, audience 97.
I was always hoping for 3 with you two.
Wow.
Boy, oh boy. We've never had a tie before, and now we got a 3-way tie.
Wow.
That's fun.
That is fun.
That's cool.
So this is probably one of the highest rated movies of the podcast.
It is the highest rated.
Like hands down, there's nothing.
I recently ran all the stats because we're getting close to 100 episodes, so I've got all of the stats on this, and
Jesus,
this is the highest rated movie we've ever done.
Wow,
That's tough. That's tough to do.
Okay, some trivia fact for you guys. Instead of sharing the rights, Lucas bankrolled the movie himself, but he paid $5 million in bonuses to the employees at the end. So he knew he had something big here. Lucas was so taken with Frank Oz's Yoda that he lobbied to get him nominated for Best Actor Oscar.
That would have been awesome.
Luke Lost in the snowstorm scene was actually filmed in a snowstorm in Norway, and it was so cold only Mark Hamill and the cameraman went outside.
Oh my God.
The I Am Your Father scene, only Lucas and the director knew the twist until the day of shooting. Oh, I like this one. Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die so he didn't have to come back and do another movie. Lucas decided to encase him in carbonite in case he changed his mind for future movies. That worked out well for him.
What was his beef? Like, this was a huge break for him. Why did he not want to be?
I don't know. It's like some actors, like Alec Guinness, didn't want to be in this either. Alec Guinness, he famously was not happy with Star Wars, didn't want to be in it because he thought it was a stupid movie, but took the paycheck. They gave him 0.25% of the gross to do his role in this, which took him 4.5 hours. So I did the math on this. In 1980, he got $1.4 million an hour to do his role.
Wow.
Nice. That's awesome.
that's incredible.
And then this last one, I didn't go back to look at this to see if I can spot it, but apparently in the asteroid scene, one of the asteroids is a potato.
I've always thought that was a lie. That's
Maybe it is,
funny.
but I read it in the trivia.
Very cool.
Okay, woke or joke?
Nothing.
You know, and I feel bad that Tauntaun got led out to its death. Feel a little bit bad about that. Just into the cold. But, you know, it's great.
But we can't put Earth morals onto other planets.
Fair enough. Yes.
I got two things to say on this. So first, I'll try this one on you. In the opening crawl, when I read Darth Vader was obsessed with finding young Skywalker.
Yeah, and I thought the awesome part of that was showing his obsession was constantly murdering all of his, like, second in commands anytime they screwed up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've had bosses like that. Well, you know, the other thing I noted too, I think we said this in the Star Wars episode, but anti-woke, like strong female lead, there weren't a lot of them in those days, and Princess Leia was, she was the boss.
Yeah.
The only thing, it's funny because, like I said, I was kind of later to these, and I also was later to Indiana Jones. So by the time I saw both these, I was like in my maybe late 20s, 30s for Indiana Jones. Right. I do think it's funny that, you know, Harrison Ford often gets like cited as like the man's man kind of thing.
It's true.
Yeah. What was the line? What was the line in this one where she's like, "I love you, Han," and he's like, "I know."
I know. I think I love it way more in 3 when she does it back to him.
I get a little trivia for, I don't know, this movie or all the movies, but Harrison Ford, I think, was married during these and was having a spicy affair with Carrie Fisher.
I think that was the first one. Possibly.
Is it just the first one?
Maybe.
Well, maybe that's why he wanted out of the franchise. Maybe it went bad.
The only reason I think it was the first one because I think she was 19 when it happened.
Whoa. Well, however you guys felt about this movie, I promise you there's others who liked it more or less than you. For this movie, this is the most reviewed movie we've done. There were 908 10-star reviews out of 1,580 reviews. So that's a lot of reviews to read. So I've only got a few little excerpts for you. This is not only the best Star Wars movie, but the best sequel in film history. Do you guys agree with that? No,
yeah.
T2.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say Godfather.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too, Josh. Godfather Part 2 and T2, I think those are better sequels, but this is one of the best, but it's not the best.
Also Grown Ups too.
The second Alien was good. Aliens was good.
Will, you're funnier than a Wookiee.
The problem I have with Aliens and Terminators are that there's a genre flip. I feel like it's hard to compare to
from horror to
to action. You know.
Yeah.
How about Dark Knight? Does that count? Is that a good sequel?
Oh yeah.
Is that up there?
Can't beat the original in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with Josh. Okay, couple more 10-star reviews for you. Most sequels try to repeat the original. Empire does the opposite. It makes everything bigger, darker, and better. I agree.
Yeah, I like movies where that sentiment where they like you don't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like seeing a loss at the end of a movie, and you're just kind of sitting there like what?
Well, and you know what line stood out to me this time around with to show the darkness of it was like when the Empire comes in the base at Hoth, and the guy on the line is like, "Oh, they've invaded the base," and then it like gets cut off because it's like, "Oh, they murdered that guy immediately," you know?
Hey, can I say to you guys a little tangent here? We were talking about sequels. Another big reveal in my life, actually another huge one, was T2. Terminator 2, where he's actually the good guy this time. I saw Terminator 2, the first showing of that movie when it came out. Nobody knew that twist. So.
Oh, cool.
Even the marketing, they didn't spoil that.
It was not spoiled in the marketing. That was
Crazy.
a huge reveal in the movie, and I was like shocked.
Interesting.
Perhaps the best reveal ever on TV was Gilligan's Island.
What episode was that?
It was the last one. They realized they were just on a resort island, and there's like a hotel a little way away.
That's so
Did it
funny.
did it really end that way, Matthew?
That is
Yes.
so
That's so
funny.
I stopped watching after the Harlem Globetrotters were on it because I didn't think it was going to get any better. Okay, just a couple more because I like the way people wrote these. So, 10-star review. I've seen this movie so many times I could probably navigate the asteroid field blind.
That's
Solid.
great.
And this one, other movies entertain you. Empire rewires your brain.
Nice.
Okay, so let's hear from people who like it less. And I mean, I'm always stunned that there's very few movies I think deserve 1 star out of 10. Never mind a Star Wars movie like this. But there were 11 people out of 1,580 who gave this a 1-star review. So there's nothing else to be told, and that's why the film is so bad. Empire is caught in no man's land. It's bad, and it should be exposed as such. All this pretending isn't healthy.
Wow.
That person is just not.
How about this one? It felt like a long, awkward, incredibly outdated space soap opera.
It is a space soap opera.
Okay, well, this third one I actually agree with. I don't agree that it's 1 star, but I agree with this comment. The robot talks too much. The Star Wars movies were the worst movies of all time. Science fiction by itself is bad enough, let alone being a cult-like nerd flick. Wow, that guy is a hater.
Hater.
Some people just like to be contrary.
Oh wait, you guys will like this. There's one more 1-star review that I have here. Luke is a simp.
Agreed.
Oh,
Agreed.
That is kind of true.
Not a negative, in my opinion. That's
Thank you. Okay, let's talk to the professionals. Okay, well, Gene Siskel said The Empire Strikes Back was an exciting and visually impressive sequel that expanded the Star Wars universe while deepening the characters and relationships. Well said. Roger Ebert said the film successfully built on the original with darker storytelling, stronger character moments, and spectacular special effects that pushed the series forward. 2 thumbs up.
Good for them.
nice.
Good.
Solid.
Does the show deserve a remake or sequel? Well, we know the answer to this. So instead of asking you that question, by the way, are you guys getting tired of Star Wars, or do you want to keep pumping it out?
Yeah, keep pumping it out.
I'm kind of, because I live with a sci-fi total geek, I'm so bored of Star Wars and Star Trek at this point in my life.
Well, I just want to give you guys the stats. Go ahead, Will. Say your thing.
Okay.
I'm not tired of it. I think there's so much source material to like tell really good stories, but you really have to do it right. And I think with the newer generation Star Wars is that a word? They flew it. Like I don't know what it was. Like J.J. Abrams or whatever. Like I think it was just too much pressure for them to nail it. And like we were saying earlier, with Mandalorian and Andor. And even Rogue One, like they kind of tell like smaller stories, but on a bigger scale. They feel bigger, and the stakes in the newer sequels, I don't care. Like I don't care about any of those characters. Don't care about the stormtrooper who has the Force too. I don't know. Like it just kind of there's really good stories to tell, and they didn't do them. So I don't know.
Well, for this section, I decided to dig up some stats for you guys. So overall, there's been 12 movies, 7 live-action shows, 6 animated series, and 1 famous Christmas special for Star Wars. In total, that's 180 hours of content. So if you want to watch it all back-to-back, you need to book yourself 12 days off if you're going to do the marathon.
Were the Muppets Pigs in Space inspired by Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh, wait. We have to do Spaceballs now.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I wondered if you did it already.
No, we haven't
love
done it. We'll do
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs because they're coming out with a sequel. You guys know that, eh?
I love Spaceballs,
Really?
and I also love the movie, so
Have
we
you
should
done
do it.
Have you done a lot of Mel Brooks's?
No, we haven't done any.
Thank you. Somebody got it.
I also have. I'll tell you what else is on the list in a second. I'm just going to finish this off. So for content, only Star Trek exceeds Star Wars for content. Star Trek has 700 hours of content, and it would take you 44 days to watch it all.
And I've seen it all 14 times.
Is this movie too old or pure gold? What do you guys think?
Pure gold.
Jesus, it's pure gold.
Pure carbonite gold.
Pure carbonite gold. I love it. Yeah, it's pure gold. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's a slam dunk.
I got to tell you guys, thanks for doing this episode. Sorry for all of the confusion and scheduling it. It's been a rough couple of weeks for me. And I appreciate that you liked my reenactment. I put a lot of thought into that. I was very excited about doing that for you ever since I saw the
That
movie.
was some big budget stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
It was
I know.
genius.
I'm going to branch out into
Now,
filmmaking.
now, Olan, if you can, now make $550 million out of that reenactment, that's a good investment.
Then I could make $5.50. Maybe I'll do that.
Probably.
Maybe
not.
I'll get a mop and film it and put it up on YouTube and see what happens.
Hilarious.
Also, I don't think it came up, but I also want to give a shout out to Boba Fett. It's a good character.
Great character.
I don't think anyone mentioned him.
Yep.
My brother
Yeah.
loved Boba Fett. It was his favorite character.
I love
was
his.
my favorite.
I love his tea.
I actually
His great tea.
I had the Boba Fett 12-inch guy in the day. When this movie came out, that was the toy that I got, and he had the little rocket that shoots. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Getting
you.
my mind off my rough week, and I always like talking about
hang in
movies.
there,
You
Ola.
guys are a good crowd.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Olen. Appreciate
You're the
it.
best.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
There's exciting news for book lovers. Fireside Books in Parksville now has a second location in Port Alberni. The Bookworm. Used books are just $5 or less. The Bookworm on the corner of Redford and Anderson opens 7 days a week from 10 to 5. Building your personal library for less. Fireside Books at 464 Island Highway East in Parksville is a book dragon's dream come true. Browse their extensive collections 7 days a week. Both locations make growing your personal library easier than ever. New and used books and so much more. Order online at firesidebooks.ca and pick up at either location. Details available online. Ask about returning books for a book credit. Fireside Books and the Bookworm. 2 locations, one amazing adventure in browsing.